Hi, on today's program, we're going to talk about the most dangerous person when it comes to investing money. Hi, I'm Gerald Markwith. I'm a certified financial planner. I've been in the financial industry almost 3 decades, and I'm here to talk to a specific audience. For those of you under 50 years old, we're going to talk about personal finance, your behavior around money, how to help you improve making money, things of that nature. In other words, it's the lessons that high school and college never taught you, although they should have. So when we get into this, you're going to find that the most dangerous person is someone you know quite well. I recommend that you like and subscribe to this channel. Share it with others you think that might benefit. So let's kind of get into this question of who is the most dangerous person in the world? Well, I would suggest to you that you've seen this person many times, and that person is staring at you in the mirror. But you don't always know yourself, do you? You don't know your limitations, your strengths, or your weaknesses. You're a dangerous person when it comes to money. Is that true? You see, when it comes to this sort of a subject, I'm reminded of Socrates, who said, "Know thyself." Well, to know yourself requires some critical thinking on your part, which I would say is critically underdeveloped in the world today. Know yourself, know who you are. Now, one way you could begin that journey is to take a personality test. And there's free ones on the internet. Of course, you can buy books, various things like that. But a personality test gives you an opportunity to see how everyone else sees you, and likewise how you interact in the world around you. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Are you patient? Are you emotional? Are you a thinker or a feeler? That's an important question. All of these questions have a relationship to how you manage money. I mean, obviously, it affects other areas of your life. But if you don't know who you are, when it comes to money, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Now, imagine, for instance, that you're sitting down at a table. It looks like a poker table, and you look around the table, and you see Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, Peter Lynch. You see some hedge fund managers and mutual fund managers, and increasingly you see artificial intelligence at the table. Now, you're all at the table not to play poker. You're there to each make money. So what do you think the odds are that you're going to make money with the people around that table? Oh, don't get me wrong, you may win a couple hands at it. But long term, what do you think are the odds that you're going to beat people like that do this professionally 24/7? Now, in the future, I'll tell you ways to mitigate against that, mitigate that risk. But ask yourself, do I have the ability of these people in the markets? Let's talk about something else here that comes up. Let's talk about being irrational. Are you at any times irrational? Do you make decisions and go, why did I do that? Irrational decisions are common to human nature. It's not just you. It's everybody makes irrational decisions. We're predictably irrational. And that means that the markets, and while I'm talking stock market, we can talk about any markets you'd like, real estate market, bond market, whatever market you want to talk about, yeah, they're irrational too. So let's talk about emotions. Are you emotional? Do you make rash decisions just based at the moment? Psychology today says 95% of our decisions are made emotionally. Is that a good thing when you're coming to handling money? You might want to think about that. How can you mitigate against that potential risk of being irrational? And remember, the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Let's talk a little bit now about your feelings. Suppose, for instance, and I would quiz clients about this quite a bit. Suppose you went doing an investment and a year later I were to call you up and say, hey, did you know your investment is down 20%? What would you do? Would you sell? Would you buy more? Would you do nothing? What would you do? That's something for you to consider. What are you going to do when markets go down? And conversely, what are you going to do when markets go up? So you want to think about that. You want to think about your decision making even ahead of time, because things will happen. In fact, even as I speak today, the market had been down 1,000 points. Should you do anything at all? Should you get out? Should you buy more? What should you do? We'll discuss that later in several other programs. But for now, I want you to think about that. Who do you believe? Do you believe the financial people say on many of the networks? You know, they'll bring an analyst on or someone very well respected in the industry and ask them a question. Where are the markets going? What are they doing? What's the best stock to buy? What about money in general? Do you believe their answer? Do you think they have an ulterior motive? Why are they telling you this information? Are you the first person they've told about where the markets are going or what to buy or sell? You know, it's a quote you may have heard before that if you read the papers, you're uninformed. But if you do read the papers, you're misinformed. Generally, that's been quoted as being Mark Twain, but it appears that it actually came from Thomas Jefferson. So think about that. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe yourself? Or are you going to say, well, that person's wrong? Why are they wrong? Or that person's right. I'm going to do exactly what they say. So if they say, buy XYZ, are they going to tell you later when to sell XYZ? So you want to think about that long and hard. By the way, I would caution against you going on like a chat room. There are very different chat rooms out there. Here, there are people making statements that you don't even know who they are. And are you going to believe someone that you haven't even seen or met? So you want to think about all these different things that are going to go around you. Now, I've given you some ideas here. There are some books out there that can help you. Personality Tests 1. Certainly you can go and get Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely, also a very good book. But you're going to have to learn something about yourself if you're ever going to be successful when it comes to the money game. Make no mistake about it. All people are interested in doing this, and you're going to have to define where you're going, what you're trying to do. It was Lennon and McCartney who said, doesn't have a point of view, doesn't know where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? A lot of truth in that. You've got to know what you want to do, how you're going to do it, and who you are. In the next episode, we're going to talk about risk, reward, probabilities, and faith. So I hope you can join me for that particular segment. Again, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to talking to you again shortly. Take care.